Broadcasting from the Cannon Motor Studio on Central Avenue in downtown Laurel, Mississippi. This is Good Morning Pine Belt with host Ben Winpigler on SuperTalk Laurel 99.3.
All right, good morning, Pine Belt. Thank you for tuning in wherever you may be listening on this Tuesday morning. We appreciate it. We've got a great show lined up for you today here from the Cannon Motor Studio in beautiful, historic downtown Laurel, Mississippi. Before we bring in our first guest, though, I do want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by Dixie Electric Power Association, a member-owned electric co-op that offers broadband internet. Go check out DE FastLink today for the best service that you're ever going to have. Speaking of DE FastLink and Dixie Electric, talking to us now as she does every month is Miss Amanda Mills. And Amanda, how you doing this morning?
We're good. How about you?
I am doing well. Well, Amanda, I know, like I said, we talked about this every time y'all come in, how much y'all do for the community, and today is no exception. Y'all have an event coming up today that y'all have to reschedule and everything, but so let's start with what y'all are doing today.
Yeah, so this is the second time we've had to reschedule it due to weather, but we have our last Stuff a Bucket today in Petal, and that's from 10 to 2 at Corner Market. It benefits the food pantry there at Macedonia's Baptist Church in Petal. They are in need of items like canned goods, Pop-Tarts, granola bars, instant foods such as like mac and cheese, grits, oatmeal, non-perishable items like individually wrapped crackers and pudding cups, just easy, simple things that they can give to the community at this holiday season when they're in need. A lot of this goes to kids in schools who need snacks at schools or at home in the evening. So we invite the public, just stop by. This is our last huge event of the year. And so just come by and help us this last Stuff a Bucket for the year. Yeah,
and hey, look, we're doing it early. So, look, it's only 9 o'clock now. So you got time, even if you're in Laurel or somewhere around, to get something, get to Petal, get to the church and drop it off, because these kids really do need it. And I know working with some of the team over at JA and everything, you talk about the kids that it goes to, and there's a lot more kids, unfortunately, that need those meals and everything than people think, isn't there?
Right, there is. It's heartbreaking. And last month when I was on here, we kind of talked about that. And, you know, when you help these food pantries, that's for the families who actually care enough about their kids to want them to eat, to come get it. But what these teachers do is for these kids who have nothing.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
And so it's heartbreaking to hear some of those stories. So we're glad to come alongside our food pantries who do both.
Yeah.
So they're helping the public, but they also give these items to the schools to help fund these programs and make sure that. So it's Corner Market, Petal, today 10 to 2.
There you go. All right, so Amanda, this time of year, I know y'all probably stay pretty busy with lots of things going on, as y'all do all the time. But also this time of year, it's finally gotten cold.
Yes.
It's finally gotten cold, and it's consistently cold, not cold in the morning and 80 degrees in the afternoon. So that means a lot of people are doing unconventional things to stay warm, and sometimes that cannot be the safest thing or even good for your electricity bill.
Most economical, absolutely. So space heaters always come out this time of year. Some people run them year long, but you know, this is when we really see people start to use them. And space heaters are not that great.
No.
They're going to be honest. They're good for a small amount of time, but unfortunately people use them as their source of heat.
Yeah.
And so just rules of thumb, and you never want to use a space heater as your main heat source.
No.
So if central heat's available, let it do its job. And let it be your main source of heat. And then space heaters are meant to warm people, not rooms.
Exactly.
But people will use them to warm a whole space. And unfortunately, that's when it starts using a lot of electricity. They may be small in size, but they're very, very large in power. And so they pull a lot of electricity. You mentioned safety, so obviously you want to stay 3 feet away from them, have them 3 feet away from anything.
Right.
Always make sure you plug them in directly into the wall, not into any type of extension cord. And please unplug them when you leave a room or leave your home, because they are the main source of home fires this time of year.
Yeah.
So don't let them, run all night or run while you're not at home. And so people ask, well, how do I know if what I'm buying is a good one?
Yeah.
Always look for the Energy Star logo.
Okay.
You're not going to find many on space heaters because they're not energy efficient.
Right.
But if you can look for one that's got that Energy Star logo, that will definitely help you know you're buying one that's at least trying to conserve energy.
Absolutely. Well, quick funny story about space heaters for me. I was working at Southern Miss at the time, and if you've ever been to the Southern Miss basketball games, you know that the trailer that they sell tickets out of is just that, a trailer. And it was butt cold. Butt cold is the best way to describe it. And well, I was a student, and we thought, well, we're going to plug a space heater in, and then we wanted to plug another space heater in. And then we wanted to plug another space heater in.
Yeah, I bet you threw a breaker, didn't you?
We threw the breaker for the entire Coliseum.
Yeah. That shows you how much energy they pull.
And almost caught the trailer on fire.
Yeah.
So, they pull a lot of energy. It shut down the entire
Coliseum. I believe it. And we try to preach that to people. And I know it's hard, especially for some of our low-income members who that's the only source of heat. They don't have central heat, or they're renting from someone who won't get the heater fixed. And so we do have compassion in that area. However, just understand that if that's the choice you make to use those, the consequence is going to be a very high electric bill.
Absolutely. All right. So another thing that people do a lot of this time of year is put lights out, and sometimes it's not the safest lights.
Right. So if you're doing outdoor lights, I love going around my kid's 19 years old, and I'm still like, you want to go look at Christmas lights? He usually doesn't want to, but anyway, it's one of my favorite things to do. So I appreciate the people that do it. But yeah, there are a few things. Just make sure that whatever you're putting outside is rated to be outdoors.
Yes.
And it's your cords and your lights, because indoor lighting is not made for the outdoor element. So you have to really look at the box, make sure it says outdoor lights. Use smart plugs, especially if you have FastLink, little plug there. It's something like my parents have lots of lights outdoors, and so they plug all of their outdoor lights into a smart plug, so they don't have to bundle up at night and turn it all off. They can just do it from their iPad or their phone on the couch. So you can set timers too, so that they come on at a certain time, they go off at a certain time. And obviously, I always want to check those cords and different things for cracks and frays, especially if you're using them year after year. When you store them in the attic or wherever, they can fray pretty bad. So make sure that they're in good condition before you plug them in. And don't overload outlets. It's probably one of the biggest things. You try to plug, you think of the Christmas Vacation movie. That's what I always think about. When he sticks it in and then like the world, goes up. Anyway. But yeah, you definitely don't want to overload outlets.
Yeah, and one thing too that a lot of people forget about is not just the lights themselves, but also the extension cords. Some extension cords are not rated for outside.
Right, exactly. And just a side note, extension cords are not made to plug into other extension cords. Sometimes telling on my daddy, but I remember sometimes he would, try to run one from here to there, and he'd have them all piggybacked into one another, and that's not what they're made for.
I've never done that.
Never.
No.
So that's also not safe. So,
okay.
And then you don't want to run anything under carpets or rugs or anything like that. Nothing that where they're going to be bound or, they can get real hot.
Right. All right, so I know you mentioned in there, and we mention it every time we introduce y'all, but DE FastLink is one of the great things that y'all do, and we've talked about it before. Obviously, everybody who has Dixie Electric now has access to DE FastLink, and y'all have got, I think, one area now that y'all are working on, but y'all are even working on expanding, and we talked about this a little bit before, but I know y'all's maps are up and now.
Yes, so make sure if you currently don't have access to DE FastLink, our service maps have been updated to show where it's available and where it's coming. So if you want to check your address and go in there and look, it's at defastlink.net, and you're just going to look for the service map, and you can put your exact address in. It's interactive, and it'll go to your address, let you know if, hey, we serve it now or we're coming, or unfortunately you may be in an area where we're not going to serve or don't plan right now to serve. But do look at those updated maps. We have people call all the time that didn't even realize they could get it, and they could. So, yeah.
And I know with the expansion too, I think we said it last time, when you're not on your system, it takes a little bit longer. So be patient if you see yourself on the map.
Yeah, right. We're having to work with obviously other entities to get on their poles to be able to run it. So it's not as easy as putting it on your own. Plus, there's lots of permitting and things that you have to wait on. I know a lot of those people in Hattiesburg and Seminary, that area, that are itching to get it. We're still waiting on some city permits. So that takes time too.
Absolutely. All right, well, Amanda, we have ran out of time, but anything else that you want to remind people this time of year? Christmas coming up, lots going on. Anything else you want to remind people?
Just Merry Christmas on behalf of Dixie Electric and DE FastLink. We're very thankful for our members, and we hope that they all have a very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. And remind people where they can go today for your last stuff a bucket.
Corner Market in Petal from 10 to 2.
All right, and who's it going to benefit again?
Macedonia Baptist Church. They have a food pantry.
There you go. All right, she's Amanda Mills with Dixie Electric. Go check them out today at the Corner Market in Petal. Again, it's been rescheduled a couple of times, so if you've made the excuse to not go, we'll excuse it over. You've got time now. Go down to Petal. Go help a kid, help a family that really, really needs it this time of year. Amanda, I can't say it enough. Thank you so much for what y'all do for the community, and we're grateful for what y'all do with us. But Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Ben.
All right, when we come back, we're going to be talking with my good buddy Andrew Irwin from FBC Laurel. So stick around. Good morning, Pine Belt. We'll be right back from the Cannon Motor Studio.
You're tuned in to Good Morning Pine Belt on SuperTalk Laurel 99.3.
All right. Good morning, Pine Belt. We are back live here in the Cannon Motor Studio. Our thanks to Miss Amanda Mills there from Dixie Electric. Make sure you go check out their food drive today at Corner Market in Petal, benefiting the Macedonia Church Food Pantry. Go check them out. I believe it ends at 2. Yes, 2 o'clock. They're at Corner Market in Petal. Go check them out today. Before we bring in our next guest, I wanted to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by Bank First. For all your banking needs, go check out Bank First today. Newly merged family with Magnolia State Bank, but it's still all the same people you love. Still all the same service you love, just a new name and new technology. New technology that will benefit you. Look forward to talking to Chris Mangum tomorrow about that in further detail. So joining us next, though, as he does every month, is my good buddy Andrew Irwin there at FBC Laurel. And Andrew, man, you did the end of the month last month, which threw us off, and now you're back at the beginning of the month. So, I mean, I feel like you were just here.
I do. I feel like I was just here as well.
All right, man.
Couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks. But, well, Andrew, the cold has set in now, and we were talking last month before we get into what y'all do. You're an Ole Miss fan, so I know I got to give you time. Have you come off your depression yet?
Well, I'm thankful that I don't put all my hope in sports.
Hey, man.
But just as a fan, there's a lot of words that come to my mind about what all happened and what went down. I think we're still a little salty, kind of salty as a bag of chips at Chili's, you know.
Yeah, well.
And I think it was just kind of a weasel move on Kiffin's part. But
yeah, well.
The craziest thing about all this is that dog was not really his dog.
No,
Juice Kiffin was not Juice Kiffin. It was just a dog that he rented it out, and it was just kind of. The story just keeps getting crazier and crazier. But thankfully, all the drama's gone, and we moved on, and now we got to focus on our playoff game, and hopefully we'll get the 6th seed and play a favorable matchup versus Virginia or Tulane or something like that.
Well, I'll say this, and then we can move on. I've never been an Ole Miss fan, and I don't really hide that, but I do hope a little bit that y'all can win some just to stick it to LSU and Kiffin a little bit.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Golly, I can't stand LSU.
That would really flummox old Lane.
Oh, Lane, he's just the worst. All right, let's move on to what we're really here to talk about, and that's FBC Laurel. Man, you were on here last time. We talked a lot about what Thanksgiving really should mean, and especially to somebody of our faith and everything. But this time of year really is a special time of year, especially for believers like we are. But y'all have lots going on at the church. And, Andrew, I'll just kind of turn it over, man. I know this time of year for churches, especially like y'all have a lot going on. Tell us about it.
Yes. And so we have our Christmas musical coming up this Sunday. of December the 14th at 6 o'clock in our sanctuary. And it's going to be a little different than usual. No live animals, no camels.
Okay.
But this year we will have, it's going to kind of community focused. So there'll be other churches involved coming together to sing together about the Lord Jesus and about what Christmas is all about. So I think it's going to be a good change up. But yeah, that's this Sunday, December 14th.
There it is.
At 6 o'clock in our sanctuary. And so we would love for you to come and be a part of that. I know some churches don't have Sunday night.
Yeah.
We have this musical available, and it's going to be really more of a worship service.
Yeah.
So I would highly encourage you to come be a part of it this Sunday.
I'll tell you this: if you're listening and you've never been to, I know y'all are doing a little bit different, but even still, if you've never been to a Christmas cantata worship, however you want to put it, at First Baptist Laurel, man, it really is something special. I know they do a really good job of putting those on there, and now that y'all are really kind of incorporating other churches, it's going to be even more special, because as we say all the time, we're not in competition, we're working together for the same goal. So all right, well that's the 14th. I know that y'all doing anything for the youth? What's y'all's Christmas service look like, or right before Christmas? What's all that look like?
Yeah, so our student ministry Christmas party will be the 17th, so that's a week from this Wednesday. We'll have we switch it up kind of every year, but some years we do this thing called a progressive supper, where we have appetizer at somebody's house. We get a group together, and some parents volunteer to host this. So we'll have an appetizer at one family's house. Obviously, I don't ask them to do too much. No, not too much time there. Just about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Hang out there for a little bit. Then we'll go. This year we'll come back to the church for our dinner, and then we'll leave and go to another house for the dessert, and just kind of hang out there for a little bit.
Yeah. Maybe
play a game. So it's kind of just a night where we can it's a lot of fellowship focus. It's not really any music, not any Bible teaching, but there'll be a devotion and some games, and we really just fellowship around the table, some food, and celebrate the school year. So it'll be a really good time together. That will be December 17th from 5:30 to 7:30 for our students.
Okay. Now I know Christmas this year, I believe, is on Thursday. Are y'all doing anything that Sunday before Christmas?
Yeah, that Sunday before Christmas, I'm not sure exactly. I mean, obviously that morning we'll have our regular worship service, and then that night I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I know we always have our Christmas Eve service.
Yeah.
I don't get to go to it. I always have family stuff that night.
Yeah.
But I've heard from many of our congregation, our members, that say that the Christmas Eve service that happens at 5 p.m. is just one of the best services of the year, because it's more like candlelight. It's very simple. We take the Lord's Supper, and mostly everybody's back home at that point from college or family. So it's a packed house. It's just a really, really good time, and a great service. So we will have that on Christmas Eve as well.
There you go. And I know we talk about this all the time, but anytime that y'all have these events, I think sometimes people get the misconception that just because they don't go to church there, that they're not really invited to come. But this is for everybody.
Oh, yeah. And really, every Sunday, we want anybody and everybody to come to our church. If you don't already have a church, everybody's welcome at First Baptist Laurel, and we want you to know that. And hopefully you'll feel that when you walk in the doors, and you'll get greeted, and hopefully people will be bending over backwards to make sure that you feel welcome, and that you're not just some new person, but we want you to be a part of what we're doing at First Baptist Laurel. And there's many other good churches in Jones County to be a part of. So we want to make sure we create an atmosphere that people feel welcome, no matter who they are.
Absolutely. All right, Andrew, with the last few minutes here that we have, I know we did this at Thanksgiving, and I want to kind of do it again. I'm going to have Luke and Justin in on the 23rd to kind of share through the Christmas story and what it really means. But with the last couple minutes, I know we did, like I said, this at Thanksgiving, but from your words, and not from your words, but from the gospel, this time of year is so busy with Christmas and gifts and everything, but that is not even remotely what it's all about.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be careful with this, but we have to make sure that we don't just fall prey to the commercialized Christmas of our culture.
Yeah.
And it's obviously easy to get wrapped up into all the different things, into the Santa stuff, all that stuff, but we want to make sure that we are very, very careful and remember what we actually are celebrating in this Christmas. We're celebrating the birth of our Savior, who chose to leave his home in glory to come and be a part of to come in as a baby and be a part of what we're doing and live the perfect life that we could not live and then die the death that we deserve to die. And all that started with, we celebrate the fact that he was born into the world at the right time around 2,000 years ago. And I say that about Santa. My dad's a Santa in the Jackson area. He makes a living on the side doing that. So I'm not anti-Santa, but I think we have to be very, very careful with how all that works, because we want to make sure that Jesus is the focus and he's the true gift. Right. That doesn't matter what else. Like, I remember people asking me about what I want for Christmas. I mean, I'm 34 years old right now. I don't really need anything for Christmas. I really just want people to know more about Jesus and invest in that. And that's one of the great things we do around this time is we have this Lottie Moon Christmas offering in the Baptist realm. And 100% of that offering goes to overseas missions to help people who have never heard about Jesus hear about Jesus for the first time. And so it's just a great season, but it's a great season if we really remember what it's really about. And when we get away from that and we get into the commercialized Christmas and all the songs, Mariah Carey always singing, we lose sight of what it's really about, and then it gets kind of chaotic and crazy, and we get wrapped up in all these different things and spend so much money, and then when we're exhausted, we take a step back and realize it's about Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I'm glad you brought up that Lottie Moon Christmas offering, because I think sometimes people forget about it, especially growing up in a Baptist church. Sometimes you forget about it because you hear about it all the time. But if somebody's interested in donating specifically to that, and they don't know how, they can Google it, obviously, but I'm sure they can come to FBC Laurel and y'all can get them specifically to that fund and everything, right?
Yeah, you can any Southern Baptist church here in Jones County or wherever, or you can go to imb.org/Lottie Moon. I'm sure you can. Like, you don't have to donate just at Christmas time. You can donate all year long.
Yeah, right.
The focus is at Christmas. Yeah. And I would highly encourage you to think through that and invest in eternity in that way.
Absolutely. Well, Andrew, remind people real quick as we finish the time and date of y'all's Christmas worship service and then the other two services.
Yes, the worship service, Christmas service is going to be December 14th at 6 p.m. in our sanctuary. Our Christmas Eve service is at 5 p.m. December 24th. And that is really all we have going on coming up, and we want you to be a part of what we're doing. Our Sunday morning service starts at 10:30, and we have Sunday school at 9:30 if you want to be a part of that. But we have a lot going on at First Baptist Laurel, and we would love for you to be a part of it.
Awesome, man. Well, Andrew, we appreciate what y'all are doing over there for the community and, more importantly, for the kingdom, man. Thanks for coming on, and Merry Christmas.
I always enjoy it. Merry Christmas to y'all.
All right, when we come back, we're going to have more for you here on Good Morning Pine Belt, so stick around. We'll be right back from the Cannon Motor Studio.
We're back to Good Morning Pine Belt, SuperTalk Laurel 99.3.
All right, here we go. Good morning, Pine Belt. We're back here live on a Tuesday morning in beautiful, historic downtown Laurel, Mississippi, from the Cannon Motor Studio. Our thanks to my good buddy Andrew Irwin there from FBC Laurel. Go check out all their Christmas programs. I can assure you, you're not just going to be entertained, but you're going to hear the gospel and you're going to hear it presented in the right way. So our thanks for him to coming in and all they do for the community. And as I say every time, more importantly for the kingdom. Before I bring in our next guest, I do want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by Community Bank, local bankers, local decisions, and plenty of convenient locations, including one just down the block here. Go see Eric, Eric, Josh, the whole team over there, Scott. They'll get you taken care of at Community Bank. Also, too, really probably the most famous guest that I've ever had on the show is sitting with me here now, my 3-year-old daughter, Emerson Jane. And Emmy, do you want to say hey, Emmy? No, you don't want to say hey? You want to say Merry Christmas? No, she's being shy. Well, she's being shy, which is oddity for her. But Joining us now, though, on the other side is Miss Anna Harrison from Farm Systems here in Laurel. And Anna, thanks for joining us this morning.
Well, thanks for having me, Ben.
Absolutely. You didn't know you were going to have to follow such a famous guest, did you?
I didn't, and she is a good one too.
She is. She's the prettiest. She's the prettiest one I've ever seen.
She is, absolutely.
All right. Well, Anna, let's jump in because I know that this time of year at Farm Systems has been busy for y'all. First of all, Black Friday, go well.
Yes, we had an excellent Black Friday. Tons of traffic coming in through the store. We were actually really surprised with how much traffic we had, so very thankful for that. It's the holiday season, so we kick it into gear of everything with sporting goods, from hunting, all of your camouflage, guns, ammo. But even on the other side, we got stuff for the kiddos that come in. We got stuff for the ladies. Just a lot of options. We've got new signage on the side of the building.
I saw that. It looks really good.
Yeah, so that kind of screams out a little more to, if you're just driving by, you know what we offer. A lot of people still don't know what we offer, so we're hoping that kind of lets you know where we stand and what we got.
Absolutely. Well, just because Black Friday has ended doesn't mean that the deals have ended. Tell us about some of the deals that y'all have.
That's right.
Because I know y'all got some good ones.
We do. I'm still got clothing running from 20 to 40% off. Excellent deals because we got Drake, Bandit, Burley Bow, all kinds of different brands, Carhartt, Ariat, lots of great deals. We also carry the extra tough boots. We've got Rocky boots, muck boots, all kind of options like that. Then throughout the store, we've got little sprinkles. We've got some deer feeders going on right now for $89.99. That's
that's a good deal.
American Hunter. But we also offer Moultrie, which we don't have a special on those right now.
Yeah.
We do have 20% off of deer stands and climbing sticks and all that kind of gear like that if you need. Plenty of options though for your deer scents, if you're trying to hide all that whenever you get ready to go out in the woods. Just every and anything that you can think of for your hunting day.
Absolutely. And not just for hunting, but y'all really have a lot of stuff too for if somebody's wanting to maybe do some repairs on their property, or maybe they need some new tools or everything. Y'all have a lot of that.
We do. On the hardware side, I think that's kind of helping with our signage too, because it says that we have hardware, and being out in the community in Calhoun, people like to kind of stop there and see what they can grab before coming on to Laurel. So we hope we have everything we need. We know we don't have a whole lot of stuff, but if you're just coming in to grab just kind of a little project that you're working on, then we usually have what you need.
Yeah. And then the gun section, y'all do have a whole lot of.
We do.
And not just gun, but also bows.
We do. So we just went live, I think, back in August with Matthews, Hoyt, and Mission. So done great in archery. Robbie Laypath is our bow guy. He can fit you for whatever bow you need, all the accessories. He's great. He does an excellent job. He will not let you leave the building until that bow is exactly what you need.
That's right. And then the gun counter, y'all have not just your hunting rifles, which everybody's looking for right now, but y'all have handguns. Y'all have the whole nine and all the accessories too.
Oh yeah, everything that you need to go with it. I know there's a lot of different kind of ammos that guys are out there looking for right now with hunting season. So hopefully we have everything that you need. If not, but we would love for you to come in and if we don't have what you need, to let us know so that we can get it on the books for the next time. Gun cases, rifle cases, we've got ammo boxes, everything that you can think of that you would need to go along with that. Still, when people come in, they still say, I have no idea this was everything that was in here. So it's always good.
Yeah, it really is. I've talked to people before, including my wife, that, like you said, when she comes in, she's like, man, I didn't know they had this. I didn't know y'all had that. And speaking of wife, and you mentioned it earlier, people think a hardware store or a hunting store, they think it's really just for guys and everything, but that's not the case. Y'all really have a lot of stuff for women.
We do. So we had the Lulu Mac brand that we brought in. Of course, we've already sold completely through it, but we've got Christmas pajamas for the ladies. We've got some Christmas sweatshirts, all kinds of different options for makeup bags. Everybody loves the Bridgewater candles. I mean, we just have a lot of things for the ladies to look at, because we like to think whenever he's coming in to look for all of his hunting gear that she's going to need somewhere to go to.
Yeah.
So we're trying to give her some options to kind of grab and get what she needs to. We've got throw pillows, throw blankets and different things like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. But on the poultry side, because that side never quits.
It never.
Never stops. They don't ever take a holiday.
No.
Y'all have everything for the poultry farmer.
We do. And unfortunately, on Black Friday, we have a few farmers that always ask us if we had any sales on that. But I said, I'm sorry we don't, but we're always happy to have them in. We're gearing into the cold season, so everybody's looking for brooders, for the Guardian heaters, for parts for all those things to keep their poultry houses warm. So we have all of the parts for that. Anything that you need for your brooders.
Yeah,
keeping everything warm.
Absolutely. And I know that y'all have too. If something's happened and something happens during the cold weather and something messes up, y'all have a lot of people who can come out there and maybe help assess what they need, or if they need to rebuild or fix or whatever. Y'all have all that too.
We do. We have Brian Phillips. He does all of the outside poultry sales and all of the retrofits that we have in the area. We also have service tech guys that work out of the Forest location, but they always come down here to Laurel. So if you ever have anything that needs to be worked on that.
Speaking of Brian, how did he get out of it?
I snuck out a little bit.
Oh,
he's been so busy.
Okay.
He has been busy. So I'm busy on the store side, and he's busy on poultry. So that's a good thing.
Y'all usually the dynamic duo.
We are.
Here on the
I
radio.
usually don't come without him.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna have next time. He's gonna have to do it alone.
That's
so
right. That's right. I'll send him next time.
Absolutely. Excuse me. All right. So Anna, I know you mentioned cold and everything there for the chicken houses, but it's cold. Everybody else, it's really starting to get consistently cold, and they need cold weather gear, and y'all have a lot of it.
We got the cold weather gear. We've got it for ladies. We've got it for kids because we offer kids camo. We're like the bibs, the jackets, the pants. Also, if you got to keep your house winterized, we offer all of that stuff too, like the faucet covers, all those kind of things like that. And then if you need a heater to go out in your shooting house with you, we offer the buddy heater. So
there you go.
We got everything you can think of.
And here's the real key. If you're thinking, man, I walk to my hunting stand all the time, and I get so tired of walking all the way to it, but I don't want to be so loud. And getting to my hunting stand, y'all have an electric side-by-side that you can get people.
Believe it or not, we have sold 3.
Come on.
We have.
Let's go.
They're all of the 2-seaters. We have one left in our
heard
location.
It here on Good Morning Pie Belt.
They did. So we have one left. It'll hold 2, but I mean, they're pretty phenomenal. I'll be honest. But yeah, it'll creep straight through the woods. Nobody will hear you.
Nobody will hear you coming. The deer won't hear you coming. The turkey won't hear you coming.
That's right.
And you can only get it at Farm Systems.
Only at Farm Systems. But hey, we got one more that we can get out of our
one more
Alabama location. So if anybody needs a 4-seater, we can definitely get it
if you're
for
itching
you.
for a 4-seater, they will get it for you. Well, Anna, we've got a couple minutes here. So you've been through a lot over there at Farm Systems. Y'all have learned a lot since the tragic fire and everything. But as you get further and further past that, looking back, what has been something you're like, maybe not I'm glad that this happened and the fire happened, but I'm kind of glad it happened the way it did a little bit. Can you see that?
Well,
maybe not the whole fire. Maybe not the whole fire, but you get what I'm. You've learned a lot.
The rebuild and build back process, absolutely. I mean, I've had to learn everything on poultry side that I've never had any knowledge of. Still learn every single day from the customers that come in, and just even on gun and ammo side. But it's been a great learning experience of knowing what I needed to go back into the store, what the customers are still looking for. And it's hard to have everything that everybody wants all the time, but we try, and I feel like we have a pretty fair selection of everything, but just, I guess, being grateful for where we're at. It's a cool store. I feel like it's a little hidden store that people just don't know about. So just give us a try. Yeah.
Well, if you drive down 84, I don't know how you don't know about it. It's huge. And now that they have these cool signs and everything on the outside, but also too, and one thing that I was in there the other day, and I guess I didn't really think about it, but y'all don't sell live chickens.
We do not sell live
chickens. Or
chickens.
For yard chickens.
No, we don't. We get a lot of traffic for that, but we cannot cross-contaminate between commercial poultry houses and what we call yard chickens. So that would be a great thing to have, but we just can't do it.
There you go. So I just want to kind of give the people, if you walk in there, it's not because they don't want to, it's because they legally can't.
We just legally cannot do that.
There you go. Well, Anna, with the last minute or so here, is there anything that we missed, anything that you want to hit on with the Christmas season coming up that people need to know? Maybe something people don't know about Farm Systems that they need to know.
Just come in and see us. I like to think that we offer the best customer service that you're going to get in town. We love to greet you, love to help you with whatever you might need, and we're just thankful that you come into the store with Christmas approaching. I know everybody's trying to pinch pennies and find that perfect gift, so we try to give you a great selection, some offers on some affordable things to give that person. We're like the perfect gift.
Yeah.
So just just come in and give us a try. We're always open Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 5:30, and then on Saturdays we're open from 7:30 to 1. We will be open on Christmas Eve. You can follow us on Facebook. Just find us for Farm Systems in Laurel. But I always update anything like that with all the sales going on and any of that good stuff. So follow us on there and just come and see us.
There you go. And I will say this. At the times I've been there, you always have somebody that comes in and greets you. It's not like a big box store where you got to wander around and find something yourself. And they're going to help you. They're going to help you find what you need for your project. And you may not know exactly what you need, but they're going to help you find it because they probably know what you need. So,
that's right.
And we really appreciate you coming on. I think y'all have got a great store there, and y'all have got even better people, and that's what's important. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Y'all have a Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. You too. So, all right, when we come back, we're going to be talking with some fire safety tips with this time of year with Chief Leo Brown from the Laurel Fire Department. So stick around. Good Morning Pine Belt. We'll be right back from the Cannon Motor Studio.
This is Good Morning Pine Belt on SuperTalk Laurel 99.3.
All right, here we go. Good morning, Pine Belt. We are back live here from the Cannon Motor Studio in beautiful, historic downtown Laurel, Mississippi. Our thanks to Miss Anna Harrison there from Farm Systems, right up the road on Highway 84. Go check them out. I promise you they got a great deal, and they're going to be extremely helpful and get you taken care of the first time for whatever project that you may have. Go check them out today. Before we bring in our final guest of today, I do want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by McLaurin Carpets out in Soso. From carpet to custom towel shower and every type of flooring in between, go check out McLaurin Carpets today for quality that will long be remembered after pricing is forgotten. They're right there off of Highway 28 in Soso or at McLaurinCarpets.com. All right, joining us now here in the Cannon Motor Studio is Chief Leo Brown, the chief of the Laurel City of Laurel Fire Department. And Chief Brown, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely. Well, Chief, we're talking with Miss Amanda Mills in the first segment there from Dixie Electric about tips of electricity and outlets and everything like that. But I wanted to bring you in because this time of year, because of things like that she talked about with outlets and things like that, there's lots of things being plugged in. It's cold, different heaters being used. So I wanted to bring you in to give some tips. So first of all, what are some things that you typically see this time of year, especially as it gets colder, Christmas lights being plugged in, that maybe are not the safest thing it could possibly start a fire?
Okay. First thing, with a lot of cooking going on, be sure not to leave your cooking unattended.
Yeah.
If you're going to leave the home for any portion of time, turn the stoves off.
Yeah.
Make sure the kids not around any stores, anything. We have a lot of fires with space heaters.
Oh, yeah.
People think they're small. They don't cause a lot of problems. They do because they carry so much wattage. So you don't want to put any kind of space heaters around any kind of combustibles, flammables, any kind of materials like that will catch fire. Make sure it don't tilt over. Most of the new heaters got the tilt over safety proof.
You're right.
And make sure you don't plug them in an extension cord.
Oh, yeah.
They need to be plugged straight into the socket.
Okay.
Don't leave them in children's rooms unattended. And don't put any kind of carpet over the extension cord to kind of hide the extension cord because it builds heat.
Right.
Also with Christmas trees, we see a lot of that where they put them too close to fireplaces.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll have too many strings of light into the socket. Some people try to plug up 10 sets of lights into a socket.
Oh, yeah, like the old Christmas vacation kind of thing. Yeah, yeah.
So you want to follow the manufacturer's instructions on that. I think it's maybe 6 per strand.
Yeah.
Socket. try to use specific surge protectors.
Yeah.
That's designed for that. Do not use their stoves. A lot of people use at this time use stoves to heat up their houses.
Yeah, that's not
that's
not
a big
very safe.
no-no.
Yeah.
Put out carbon monoxide and stuff like that, so you don't want to do that. But the main thing, like I say, is trying to stay warm with the space heaters.
Yeah.
Make sure they're not around any your hot water heaters also. Let me give it. Make sure there's no clutter around your hot water heaters.
Okay.
They put off a little heat also, so stuff like that.
So this time of year, I've never really heard the hot water thing. So this time of year, do y'all get people who, with the hot water heaters kind of working overtime, having too much stuff around it kind of thing?
Yeah, they use like a storage closet.
Oh, yeah.
They'll throw clothes in there, or they'll store, just any kind of stuff out of the way in there.
Right.
And over a period of time, the heat will build up and it'll kind of ignite over a period of time.
Okay, that makes sense. So you mentioned too, and Amanda mentioned this in the first segment about not plugging these space heaters into the extension cords. Why is that? Is it just because they pull so much power?
They pull so much wattage from like an average space heater pulls about like 1,500 watts.
Wow.
And that's compared to an outdoor smoker.
Yeah.
So they want you to plug it into the socket, straight in the socket. But if you're going to have to plug it into an extension cord, you need to get one that's rated for high capacity wattage appliances.
Okay.
And you don't want to cover it up with any kind of rug because over a period of time it'll build friction, heat, and will ignite.
Yeah.
With the warming of the lines. Like kind of, I guess it warms the lines, the insulation kind of get overheated and melts.
Right. And also, too, and Amanda mentioned this, too, it's really important if you're putting things outside to make sure that it's rated for outside, correct?
Right, yes. Follow the UL Underwriter Laboratories manufacturer instructions.
Okay.
They test all the safety equipment, stuff like that, wiring, and make sure it's compatible with what you need it for.
Absolutely. Well, Chief, we really appreciate you coming in. But if things happen, and sometimes things happen that are out of people's control and fires and this and that, but if something happens and they need you, y'all are always right there.
Yes, they can call us. We got a non-emergency number. It's 428-6597 or 428-6468.
Yeah.
And we'll be glad to come out and check anything you want us to check. If you got any kind of question, we'll answer it over the phone.
There you go. Well, Chief Brown, we really appreciate you coming in. I know this time of year y'all stay busy, and y'all do great service for our community. So thank you so much for coming in and what y'all doing for the city of Laurel, and Merry Christmas to you.
Thank y'all. Same to you.
All right. Well, that does it for Good Morning Pine Belt for today. Hey, great show for you tomorrow, too, so don't miss tomorrow. Good Morning Pine Belt from 9 to 10 every Tuesday and Wednesday right here on SuperTalk Laurel. Hey, it's 10 o'clock, so you know what that means. My buddy Rocky at K-Rocks is still open. They're closing soon for a few weeks, so go check them out before they close. Middays with Gerard is up next, so always keep your dial on SuperTalk Laurel 99.3.